Hello and welcome guys to my new video. Today I'm going to rank all brawlers in the tier list. Okay, let's start with Bonnie. Bonnie is in this meta an S tier brawler. I would even say S plus because of her broken hypercharge. You can still play Bo as a mid brawler, but he gets countered by others pretty easily, so I would say B or A tier. Brock is not that useful anymore. In occasions he is useful, like in open maps or general maps like out in the open. He can break the walls and he's also a B tier brawler. Then to Bibi. Bibi is, I would say, a D tier brawler because she's not as useful anymore because of all the other tanks which are OP. Her hyper is not useful at all and she's not that good in this meta. Buzz is also a B tier brawler, I would say. He's much better than Bibi as a tank. He can double stun, he can team wipe. Ball, he's one of the best tanks. Here, Bull. Bull is a very strong tank. With his new mechanics, with his new ult, I would say an S tier or A tier. Put him in S tier. Iron is, I would say, only in open maps good. In Brawl Ball would be, let's say, B tier. Carl is also B tier. A tier. In Brawl Ball, or if you can play Carl well, could be A tier and even S tier. 8-bit is C tier. Not that good. Colette as well is only good in a heist like 8-bit, and there are many that have better hypers that are... Colette's hyper doesn't charge as quick as to, for example, Charlie or Cordelius. Cold is D tier. Cold is very strong if you can play him well. In this meta, he's just not that great. Okay, Crow is an S tier brawler because his shield gadget you can almost tank everything with his shield gadget, and his damage is okay. His jump is very useful. He's a very good assassin. Daryl is, I would say, an up B tier, almost A tier. Also changed these two. Edgar's D tier. You can't do anything with Edgar. Ems is also D tier. Ems is just a very bad tank counter. Eve is C tier, but high C tier I would say. Because Eve you can play on certain maps like Kaboom Canyon, but not on very... Angelo is better than, I would say. Belle is in strong, I would say A tier, because she's one of the stronger marksmen. She can easily shut down tanks, and she's one of the best brawlers in hot zone, heist. Heist just as defense, in Kaboom Canyon as well. Okay, B. B is A tier. It's better than Belle, because if you can hit your shots, you can easily... She's better against tanks because her ult can slow your enemies, which can also help your teammates. And she can also win, I would say, any lane. Okay, Fang. Fang is C tier. Ashe is a good brawler against these type of tanks, and if you can play him well, he's one of the best counters. So I would say S tier, but low S tier. Frank is not that useful anymore, but is still fine. would give it in mid B tier. Gale is nothing. He's a tier D, low D tier because he doesn't have the DPS. His hyper is very slow. He charges his hyper very slow and can't do anything against the current meta. Jean is still one of the best knockout and bounty brawlers, so he would be up A tier. Riff is a good tank counter because he can shut down tanks easily. His hyper is very strong against tanks. He can cycle his hyper and his ult very fast. I would give him S tier. Grom, very bad. There are much better throwers than Grom because you can easily dodge Grom's bullets and he's not that kind of good. Jackie is not that bad in a lot of Brawler maps, and she is a hard counter to Shade. Shade is pretty much OP. I would give her A tier. She's a very good Shade counter, but you can play her in, all Brawl Ball matchups. Janet, I would say one of the best jab grab brawlers. Her hyper is very OP, you can guarantee a kill, she can fly away and has good DPS. Let's give her middle A tier. Jessie is easily D tier. Wait for her, I would even add an F tier. Okay, Jessie is F tier. Leon is not that good. Leon is good assassin, but he can't deal with many of the meta brawlers, so he would be low C, better than Fang. Okay, Lu is a very strong tank counter because in this meta right now there are many tanks, so he can shut them down very quickly, and I would give him S tier after Griff. Max is solid, I would give her a B tier. She is very good in her Brawl Ball, but I would say that's it. You can play her in Knockout or Bounty, but she's not that kind of useful there. Amber. Amber is A tier because of all the spawnables, which are in the meta right now. You have very high DPS. If you can play Amber well, you can easily team up. Dynamike. Dynamike is a brawler which has a big skill cap. But if you can play him well, you can even get him up to S tier, because it all depends on how good you can play him. So I would give him an, I don't know, or normally I would give him a C tier because he's not that good, but if you can play him like you can predict everything and you're good with him, you can even get him up to A tier. Mortis, the same thing. Could even give him C tier because of all these low DPS brawlers which are in this meta right now. You can also be very bad with Mortis. To Mr. P. Mr. P is very good against B, Byron, against Angelo, against every one projectile brawler. You can counter various brawlers in, every mode. Besides Brawl Ball, I wouldn't play him there. He deserves A tier. I would give him up before E. Nani is a very strong counter against all sharpshooters, but the problem is he can't do anything against multiple missile brawlers like Jean, Amber or something. He's a good tank counter, I would say, because he can deal 5k damage up to 5k damage in short distance. But he's not that useful to meta, so C or high C tier. Nita is a brawler which depends on matchups. You can play her, but it all depends on what mode and on against what comp. She's very good in, I would say, Brawl Ball and Heist, but other modes you can't really play her, so I see here. Otis is a tank counter, but not the best. I would still give him B tier because he can easily counter good tanks, but he's not the best tank counter as you can get his hyper very slow and he deals too low damage. Pam is not that useful. I would give her a D tier. Penny is only useful in Heist, so also D tier. Hyper is one of the strongest marksmen, but she can't deal with. I would give her A tier. Poco is not useful at all. I would still give him. You can play him with not that kind of. You can play him with Poco double tank, but it's not that important. El Primo is one of the, I would say, good brawlers. He has a great hypercharge, but his charging rate is too slow. He's a good tank, but not the greatest. C tier. Rico. Rico can be very strong on maps with walls, so I would give him B tier, but a very high B tier. Rosa is very bad in this. She deals too little damage, and her shield is good, but against all these tank counters and tank meter, she cannot do anything. Ruffs is a very good brawler, I would say one of the best in Gem Grab, besides Janet. And compared with Hank in his team, and he can easily give him his hyper in a few seconds, I would give him A tier. Sandy. Sandy is not that kind of useful in this meter, but she's still decent. I'd give her mid C tier. Shelly is one of the strongest tank counters, so middle B tier. Lola is only good in Heist, and that's why she gets a D tier. Meg is the best case counter, and case is very strong right now, so I would give her S tier. Spike is not that good. His hyper is very bad, and he can't deal with his. You can dodge his curveball very easily, so I would give him C tier. Sprout is a good thrower. He is much better than Grom, and he can help with positioning a lot. So his skill cap is very high, but I would still give him B tier. Squeak is one of the best brawlers right now because of all these squishy brawlers and these J Young combos or duck combos. You can easily counter them duck. I would give him high S tier. Stu is very bad right now because he can't deal with spawnables so good, and he lacks DPS, just very bad. Surge is also a bad tank counter because he can get countered by many top brawlers, so mid C tier. Terra is one of the best brawlers in Gem Grab, and has a very strong ult and hyper, so gets high A tier. Hick is one of the good throwers in many bounty knockout maps, so I would give him A tier. Gus is one of the best first pick and still counter pretty much everything. You can 2v1 in the late game. It's a very strong brawler. I would give him high S tier. Sam is not useful at all. He's very short range. He gets countered by pretty much everyone. So mid D tier. Buster is a very strong tank. Can easily grab like triple kill with his gadget, full gadget. So I would give him high A tier. He counters Ollie, he counters Pearl. Pearl is also a good tank counter. Chester he was very strong in the last meter, but he gets there are many better tank counters than him. I know he's still a valid pick, but he's not that kind of useful anymore. It's a high B tier. Gray is one of the best brawlers in every knockout map, I would say, because you can long pull and can play him well. He's one of the best brawlers in knockout, as you can see. So S tier. Mandy is, I would say, still an okay brawler, but she can't do anything in normal modes except knock out a bounty. So I give her a C tier. RT with his new hyper, he's very strong now. He's a good tank counter and hyper can team wipe easily. He's one of the best brawlers in knockout or bounty. He can counter marksman with his mark gadget. That's why I'll give him high A tier. He's one of the best throwers right now. She can counter tanks very easily, and that's why I'll give her S tier. If you play a tank, then play Willow. Barley is the second best tank, in my opinion, because he has great DPS and can easily hold control on maps, triple, and many more brawler maps. But I would still give him A tier. Hank is one of the best brawlers. Still, his hypercharge rate is very slow, but he is very strong against tanks, against squishy brawlers. He's just a good all-rounder and he can carry very hard. So S tier. Or I would even give him S tier plus. Maisie is an okay tank counter. She has very high DPS. Her ult is very strong and she can easily team wipe. So I would give her a high A tier. Cordelius is one of the best brawlers, tank counters. He's one of the hardest brawlers to counter. He can easily shut down any push and can even counter throwers with his jump gadget, many tank with his mute gadget, and he's just overall the greatest brawler against tanks. Duck can have some good strategies with Duck. His hyper is also very good, but he's not that good. He just feeds through the enemies and can kill enemies if they get too close, but if they just play on distance, on range, you can do nothing about it. So beat you. Pearl is an okay tank counter, but it's not the best, and you can easily pick Buster against it. So as a last pick, he's okay. Chuck is not that good. He's D tier max because he's only good in some hot zone maps and in heist. That's it. And even Court can hard count. Charlie is one of the greatest tank counters as well. If they ban Court, you should go Charlie, because Charlie has the spider gadget, which is good against pretty much any marksman. She has long range, so she can easily keep up with marksman. Can counter any tanks. Her ult can easily make a freebie war too, and is just very good. Miko is a bad brawler because of all these high damage brawlers in the meter, like Hank, Courts, Bull, Charlie. Everyone of them counters him. He's only good in heist right now. Hit with his hyper is an S tier plus brawler, and the easiest brawler to play in ranked, in my opinion, because his invis gadget, you can easily get a kill on, would say, also tanks. If you're a good player, you can also do double and triple kills. Larry and Lori is still an okay thrower, maybe his hypercharge, his leaked hypercharge will make him better, but now he's not the best tank, not the best thrower, so I'll give him tier, high B tier. Angelo is still one of the strongest marksmen. Both of his star powers are very useful, but he can be countered with spawnables, which is the only weakness he has. Melody is a good ice brawler, and if you can play her, you can play her well. You can play her in other modes as well. She deals a lot of damage. She can easily team wipe. Would give her A tier. But Draco is still, I would give him an S tier because his hyper is very strong and you can easily team wipe with his hyper, but without his hyper he's pretty much useless. Lily is still one of the best brawlers, I would say. She can easily get kills, she can turn the game on gem grab, and you can even see her banned most of the times. I would give her A tier because she deals not that much of damage, she can easily be countered with tanks, and yeah. Barry is a very good brawler in Heist, one of the best I would say, but in other modes he's only useful in Heist and Hot Zone. Other modes he's shit. I would give him A tier still, because it's 2 modes where he's one of the best brawlers. Clancy, he's D tier because he just needs a lot of time to get his 3rd stage. His hyper is very good, but he charges it too slow and he's not one of the best tank killers. Mo is pretty underrated in modes like Brawl Ball or Gem Grab because he can also turn the game, but you need to play him well, so B tier. Kenji is one of the best tanks right now because his hyper is still broken even after the nerfs. I would still give him A tier. Juju has too low DPS to be a good thrower, but she can surprise the enemies, which is good, but not that good, obviously. So A tier. Shade is a very good brawler. He is, I would say, high S tier, but the only problem is you can last pick him, but he has two main counters, Jackie. That's why Jackie is so high up, and Duck. Duck is only good against Shade. Meeple with his new damage buff, he's a very good brawler. I would give him A tier, high A tier, because his gadget, his like prison gadget, is very OP and you can easily win any matches in Brawl Ball with Meeple. And Ollie. Ollie is a good tank, but his DPS, he lacks DPS, so low A tier. Pinks is a good all-rounder, but his DPS is not that good. He deals 3k damage with his ult, which is alright, but I wouldn't give him higher than A tier. It's mid-high A tier. Yumi is still one of the best tank counters. She can hold the control really good with her gadget, and she deals a lot of damage. Jae Young is also one of the best brawlers right now. I would give him S tier, high S tier. Can't really counter him. Besides that, you can easily get huge value with him. The speed, the heal, everything together. He's such a good support brawler. I would even say the best support brawler. That's why he's S tier. Case has still a lot of potential. I would still give her S plus because if you can play her well, she's very strong. Like, she has a little to no counters. The only strong counter is Meg, And besides that, she hasn't really got any counters, because she can easily switch her form, and if you use her supers well, you can easily win everything. She's a good heist brawler, she's a good gem grab, she's good in every mode. Ellie is not that good as expected. She's still one of the strongest assassins, but she's not that good because of a lot of high DPS brawlers. You can still easily team wipe and something. That's why S tier. Okay, Trunk. Trunk, we don't know a lot of Trunk, but he's a not so good brawler. He still counters a lot of brawlers, but I would give him mid A tier, because his gadget is very strong, but his normal attack is very bad. And that was the video. Thank you for your time. Subscribe and leave a like. Goodbye.